Welcome back, viewers and subscribers. It's your girl, Star Flames, and we're back with another video. In this video, guys, we're gonna talk about Ye allegedly doing better in Tokyo, Japan. Let's get into it because, as you guys know, Ye has been going off on everyone, just saying the darndest things. And as I've always said, freedom of speech is one thing, but it doesn't mean that you won't be held accountable. And Ye is currently being held accountable for the things that he has said because they are slowly getting him blacklisted. As you guys can remember, when I did that video with Matthew Knowles reacting to what Ye said about Beyonce's kids being of, special abilities, I said that I could literally detect that man telling you that him doing business in the music industry is completely over. Also, before that, there were numerous calls from the higher ups. There were numerous articles insisting that artists do not do any collaborations with Ye because if they do, their careers would have been affected. And as you guys know, Playboi Carti could not include Ye on his album. Playboi Carti's album is doing really well, as a matter of fact, and the numbers are up. We're gonna get into that in a next video. Now, it's been alleged that Ye has been doing really better in Tokyo, Japan, as he decompressed from all the shenanigans that has took place on the internet over the past couple of weeks. Now, Ye has to behave in Tokyo, Japan, He can't be over there with that kind of behavior. He has to obey the laws of the lands. Do you know how, some people would see some things as being offensive in the United States, in Tokyo? Those things are not offensive, but there's one thing he cannot do. He cannot be going on social media and doing his val posts, val tweets, and just saying anything about people. The behavior in the street, it has to also be different. So you're going to find that he's going to, abide by the rules and regulations. Now, as it relates to Bianca Censori, because everywhere they travel to, there's always this thing about she has to cover up. No, she doesn't have to cover up some parts. She has to ensure that she's properly attired. Some parts she can literally walk around nude. So it all depends on what location she goes to, wearing what she likes to wear. So I'm gonna have to say that the change of environment does make things better for Ye, but it's really unfortunate that he has to be in Tokyo, Japan to be the best version of himself, or as close to the best version of himself, because you should be able to function any and everywhere that you go. However, all in all, I do understand that LA comes with a lot of heartbreaks, disappointments for Ye because he was cancelled, attacked, war was declared against him. But Ye did make a comeback, and he did do an amazing job of making a comeback. But again, he built the empire and he burnt it to the ground again. Is it possible for Ye to make a comeback from this? Of course, it is 100% possible. And what Ye needs to do, and I cannot say this enough, Ye needs to have an action plan. And he needs to have people on his emergency call list. When things get bad, call this person. This is a procedure. I'm not telling him what medication to take, what doctors to see, but he can't be just going off like that, because if something is wrong, there's so many resources and so many different remedies available for his condition, whatever it may be. So as such, the mere fact that he has life, there's hope. And all of this was predicted, everything that is happening now, it has been predicted. Sloan Bella also told us that even if Ye had left a thread to find his way back to the person that he once was, he's not going to find it back because, it's a spiritual attack. So whatever he has going on there, while it may appear to us as something physical or medical, it's spiritual, and it's a long story, but you guys would have to check out that Sloan Bella video to learn more about it. However, she did say that Ye was going to make a comeback. He's going to realize that he's leading God's people down the incorrect path, and he's going to start leading people down the correct path. he's here as a pipe piper of some sort. When this is said, a lot of people take an offense to it because they believe that Ye is so imperfect that how could God be looking at Ye to take on a special mission with his good people? And that's the thing, because we have been trained and subjected to the physical world. We think that God sees things the same way that you and I do, and that's definitely not the case. We may see Ye as a imperfect man. God may see him as a perfect one. I mean, the mere fact that he was here for a particular reason, even though we are all here for that. But Ye, he's the man of the moment. He's the person that we're talking about now. So let's focus on him. I know you guys understand. So I'm just saying that Ye is here for a particular mission. He's going to realize that all the salacious things that he has been doing is the wrong way that he has been leading God's people. And he's going to go back to the Christian roots. No, when he goes back to the Christian roots, is he going to be, that person that loves his white girls? And is he going to be that person that talks about his sex life and all of that? Possibly. No one is perfect. No one is perfect. And I think that there's too much pressure on us and too much pressure on people to achieve this perfection, and perfection does not exist. And that's the most beautiful thing about us as mankind. The most important thing is that Ye is not breaking the law. He's not out here going off on people wrongfully. As I've always said, there's nothing wrong with a little clapping back and dragging people on the internet, because I do believe that they have been doing a lot to him. I have been going through the media outlets reports and all of that jazz. And if he had dragged Kim in another manner, like, something else that is valid, I would definitely support him once it's just a one-off post. But to be out here saying that Kim is involved in trafficking his kids and all of that, anyone with a functioning brain knows that Ye is telling a lie. Ye is highly sensitive, very protective of his kids. And if Kim even has the slightest inclination to do so, she would be scared to do it because she know that Ye would be off with her head. Don't believe Ye. Ye is not going to stand there and even know that Kim has done that. Ha! Kris Jenner. Ha! It would be over. Caskets would have been closing and someone would have been behind bars. That's how serious he is about his kids. But what Ye does, whenever Ye does something that is wrong and repulsive, or whenever he can't have his way, he gaslights people. Ye is a gaslighting narcissist. And I'm going to keep it real because that is what I've observed with the guy over the years. He's a gaslighting narcissist. Whenever he does something that's outrageous and repulsive, whenever he attacks people and he realizes that the internet is not going to side with him on this one, he says, I feel like, he says he feels like deleting himself since his mother passing and all of that jazz. I'm not saying that he's not hurt over his mother passing, but he's a gaslighting narcissist. He do stuff, says horrible things. Well, let me back up and say he says horrible things and then he guilt trips the public into feeling bad for him. So for the people who have been contacting me and saying that they feel as though Ye wants to die, they feel as though Ye is going to delete himself, don't be fooled into believing that. He's not going to do that. Okay? And I don't want anyone to promote that agenda on social media because it's only going to give reasons to the little people who wants to get him in that sense. He's not going to do that. Yes, his words are there. It's called gaslighting. It's called narcissism. Jay-Z and Ye shares some amount of similar traits. I don't know if Jay-Z got this from Ye. I don't know if Ye got this from Jay-Z, but they have this high manipulation tactic that they use against people. Whenever Jay-Z is cornered, he lights little fires, different areas to make his escape. Whenever Ye is cornered with something, he does the same thing too, not on the scale of a Jay-Z, but whenever he's cornered and whenever he's faced with wrongs and whenever the people not supporting him and whenever majority of the comments are not in favor of him, he says other little things to distract you from what he had said and to ease the pressure of everyone coming down on him harshly. That is what he has does. That is what he does. That is what he has always done. So now he realizes that people are saying, no, we are standing with Kim Kardashian on this one. We expected you to be the better parenting, because when you said North should not be on TikTok, we could see the reason. When we saw North doing that Ice Spice TikTok, Kim had to admit that you were right. When Kim had North in Pete's lap, and you just imagine, guys, and I want you guys to really think about it. People don't hate this man. And this is why people are so disappointed with him, because when Kim had North in Pete's lap and he said that he was going to beat Pete Davidson ass, and he did that thing and said, if Pete keeps messing around with his kids, he's going to bury him. Do you realize that a lot of people supported him on that? Because we know that he was going to physically harm Pete. He's not capable of going out and, well, actually, let me back up a bit. Okay? Ye is not intentionally capable of just going out and inciting violence against an individual. It has to be extremely severe, and he's going to give you a warning. As a matter of fact, he's going to give you several warnings to stop. Leave him the heck alone. So as such, when people say that he's evil and he's violent, no. Gaslighting narcissist, yes. He's very, very crafty, very smart, even in his illness, very genius, because if you look at what he has been saying, even as it relates to Jay-Z and Beyonce's kids, he said Jay-Z and Beyonce's kids. He knows the world has been saying it. So what Ye did, Ye decided that he was going to be the speaker, the loudspeaker for everyone else, because since you all are so afraid to say it, I'm going to say it loud and clear. Do you observe that when Ye said it loud and clear, the media outlets, they started attaching names, and I can guarantee you, Ye did not include any of those kids' names. I don't know if you even knows how to spell them, because he has a history of typo with his, typing. So I don't think he even knows how to spell those kids' name, not saying that he lacks the ability to do so. But the mere fact that he could have started something, like he started a little fire, and the media outlet is like, yes, we want this fire. Let me pour some gasoline on it. That's literally what the media outlets did. They said Rumi and Sir Carter. Ye did not call any names. Why is it that it couldn't be he was talking about Blue Ivy? I'm just saying. So the fact of the matter is, everyone and their mamas have been saying it. It's just that he decided to be the loudspeaker for it, and how he chose. You know how they say sometimes it's not what you say, but it's how it is said. That's the problem. And when people say that Jay-Z and Beyonce is considering taking legal actions against him, I'm saying, like, for what? What are they going to sue him for? Public slander? Because they cannot sue him for defamation, because the truth cannot be defamatory. But the fact of the matter is, he was wrong. His statement was vile in the sense that he put it, and he also needs to leave Jay-Z and Beyonce alone, because honestly, they're not bothering him. I don't even know if they remember him. So he needs to treat people exactly as how they treat him. And that's just what I'm saying. But he's over there in Tokyo, Japan, decompressing, nothing on social media. I don't know who is there with him, but I suspect, as I've said to you guys, because people are telling me that, oh, Bianca's still in Australia. Bullshit, nonsense. She's not still in Australia. I think Bianca is there in Tokyo, Japan with him. I've seen indication that suggests such. One individual that knows how to communicate has communicated such. She's hurt. She's embarrassed. She thought that he had promised her if he ever gets the slightest whiff that something is coming down, he has something in place, but he keeps lying to her. A lot of stuff is going on, okay? A lot is going on. But over everything and all in all, collectively, what I can see, and I'm going to keep saying it, is that if you want to help Ye, don't enable his bad behavior. The bad behavior will cause and contribute to his decline. Stand up and say, get some help before it gets worse. Because if you think this is bad, it can become potentially worse, because every 2 years or 2.5 years, he goes off like this and keeps getting worse. So I'm going to send you positive energy, positive thoughts, prayers. Most of all, I hope he has an action plan into place. Look at Mariah Carey. She's good. Look at Selena Gomez. They're good. He can be good just the same. We don't like it sometimes because we don't buy these illnesses and it's so hard to accept. But the quicker we accept whatever is going on with us physically, we can take bold, unapologetic steps to getting the treatment that will make us a better individual for ourselves and the people that it matters to the most. And that's all I'm going to leave with you in this video. Let me know what's your take, because we have lots more to talk about. Give this video a big thumbs up, share, stay safe. We're going to come back with more videos. Peace.